categories do you store? Does Facebook store on the category?
كلمة store تعني يخزن. I store أخزن. You store أنت تخزن. وتعني كذلك مخزن store. وهنا تسأله ما هي عدد التصنيفات التي يخزنها فيسبوك؟
Categories do you? How many data categories do you store? How many data categories do you store? Does Facebook store? How many
كم عدد؟ How many
data categories do you store? Does Facebook store? Data categories do
data معطيات data categories تصنيفات.
you how many data categories do you store? Does Facebook store? How many data categories do you store? Does Facebook store on the categories that you collect?
On the categories that you collect يعني في التصنيفات التي تجمعونها. collect يجمع.
Senator, can you clarify what you mean by data category?
هنا زاكربيرغ لم يفهم. قال senator أي السيناتور هو عضو مجلس الشيوخ. هل يمكنك توضيح clarify يوضح. Can you clarify ما تقصدينه ب data categories?
Senator, can you clarify what you mean by data category?
لاحظ can you لم يقل can you clarify what you mean by data categories?
Senator, can you clarify what you mean by data category?
There's some past reports that have been out there that indicate that Facebook collects about 96 data categories for those 2 billion active users. That's 192 billion data points that are being generated, I think, at any time from consumers globally. So how many does Facebook store out of that? Do you store any?
أوكي هنا عدد كبير من الكلمات سوف نشرحها خطوة خطوة.
Users data indicate.
Can you clarify what you mean by data category?
There's some past reports.
There is some past reports. هناك بعض التقارير الماضية يعني past ماضية في الماضي. past reports تقارير
that have been out there that
had been out there التي كانت هناك يعني كانت هذه التقارير في الماضي that had been out there
indicate
that indicate يدل على يشير إلى indicate
that Facebook collects about 96
that Facebook collects 96 categories أن فيسبوك يجمع that Facebook collects 96 categories data categories يعني تصنيفات معطيات مثلا هل أنت متزوج ما هو انتماؤك السياسي إلى غير ذلك كل هذه تسمى data categories
for those 2 billion active users
for those 2 billion active users يعني معطيات عن المستخدمين users active users النشطين الذي يبلغ عددهم 2 billion 2 مليار
That's 192 billion.
That's 190 billion يعني مجموع هذه data categories هو 190 billion
data points that are being generated I think at any time.
I think at any time data categories that have been generated what generate ينتج يولد at any time في أي وقت at any time
from consumers globally
من المستهلكين على مستوى العالم globally from consumers مستهلكين
So how many does Facebook store out of that?
How many do you store كم تخزنون من هذه المعطيات
Do you store any?
Do you store any هل تخزنون أي شيء؟ سوف نعيد هذا المقطع كاملا.
That's one category that
what you mean by data
Well,
categories?
there's some past reports that have been out there that indicate that Facebook collects about 96 data categories for those 2 billion active users. That's 192 billion data points that are being generated, I think, at any time from consumers globally. So how many does Facebook store out of that? Do you store any?